Test 1, 2, 3. Well, here we are. I've been wanting to do one of these vlogs for a while now, but I really suck at talking into a microphone, doing a podcast on my own. I always write scripts for my videos, or well, my 3 videos, because it's just really hard for me to talk about a subject, even a subject I love. It's just really hard for me to talk about it without stopping every second and mumbling a lot, and it's just difficult for me. Recently I've been editing a podcast I recorded. I recorded it in like November or something, and now it's already mid-February basically. So I recorded with 2 other people. It was supposed to be the first episode of like hopefully like a monthly podcast, maybe even a weekly podcast, bi-weekly, a podcast about webcomics. But well, I've been editing it for like 3 months now, and I aren't even halfway yet. The biggest issue is that the audio quality of my own microphone is really poor for some reason. I have no idea why. But I'm also just hearing myself mumble so much, and it's so fucking frustrating. Like, it's even way worse than I'm doing right now, because I'm just like, I just want to keep interjecting ideas at the wrong times, and whenever there's like a long silence, I just don't even really know what to say. I suppose the part of the big difficulty is because of my Dutch background, because I'm just not a very fluent English speaker. Gotta make those loud drinking noises, right? So yeah, I'm Maplestrip. I have no idea which target audience I'm even talking to right now. Am I just talking to my Outcast friends, or am I talking to like the watchers of the Outcast podcasts? There's too many casts in this video. Podcast. Or am I just talking to myself? Probably. So, should I be introducing myself? I'm like a Wikipedia editor and a webcomic enthusiast, and a space enthusiast. As a non-binary person. I've labeled this and labeled that. What am I even supposed to say about myself right now? All of these podcasts have been fairly undirected and fairly personal. It's almost like recording one of these podcasts is like sitting in a psychological chair or whatever, bench, couch, just talking about your insecurities, and well, mostly talking about like not being able to be creatively active in the way you would want to be. Not to be like Digibro, not to be like the other Outcast members, even though none of us are particularly active, as I think. I mean, Ray's writing a whole book. I would love to write my own book, but yeah, I'm getting off topic, as though there is a topic. But yeah, I don't think I really need a psychology couch. I mean, I've always wanted to be able to go to a psychiatrist for some reason. Like, the idea of talking about myself is very pleasant to me. But I would need questions for that, you know? But like, the issue isn't that I can't express myself. The issue is that I would want people to be interested in me expressing myself. That I've already talked about this in the Discord server, and like, no, not much. I kind of offhandedly mentioned once that it might be because I'm the youngest child, and whenever I'm at the dinner table and everyone's talking to each other, and I'm like 7 years younger than anyone else, and nobody's taking me seriously to some degree, and eventually just end up yelling because you just want to get your message out. And meanwhile, I'm just very supported. I'm very quiet. I'm a very quiet person. When I want to say something, I just repeat it fairly softly multiple times in a row until eventually people notice that I'm saying something. Because I don't want to shout. I only shout when I get really angry, when people are just ignoring me in a somewhat vicious way. I have no idea where I'm going with this. But the point is, yeah, I don't need to be talking about myself. I feel like I think a lot, and is thinking about yourself good? I don't know. I prefer writing, typing. It's just really easy to type about yourself, about your interests, about anything else, because you get the time to think. Right now I just feel like I need to keep rambling about whatever kind of bullshit, it doesn't really matter. I just feel like I need to keep going, or else there will just be like 5 minutes of silence that I need to cut out. And then I say one sentence, there's 5 more minutes of silence to cut out. Even though when I'm writing, I'm able to respond immediately, usually. But just knowing that you could just backspace and keep typing. You can't backspace in speech. When I start a sentence and I'm like saying and I'm like twice, I can't remove the second that I'm like. You can't backspace in a podcast, and that's painful, and that's why I'm editing a 1 hour podcasts for like 10 hours just to be able to completely fix up my speech and quiet all the uhs and remove all the double words when they're not needed, and get rid of the yes when I'm saying yeah when I really should be saying yeah, because I'm already saying the word yeah like 20 times in the span of 10 minutes or whatever. Like, I just want to touch up my writing, my speech. Digibro once said that that talking is just writing really fast, and to some degree I do agree, but it's also just such a different thing to be doing. And it's nice to get some practice for that. That's also a big reason why I want to do those podcasts, and why I'm still working on it. And why I definitely want to do more of them. Because I've recorded 2 of them, and I'm still editing the first, and the second one I hope I'll be able to edit way faster. But I want to do like dozens of them. I want to interview people. That would be great. To be able to talk to people, to talk to web cartoonists. Because that's like one of my biggest passions, webcomics. Right? So, and it's a very niche passion. All of my passions are niche, but that's a topic for another video. I want to do videos on it, because blog posts. Who reads blog posts about webcomics? Let's be real here. Who reads blog posts about anything? Unless they're really good. But I can't compete with someone like Sam Keeper from Storming the Ivory Tower. I can't compete with Film Crit Hulk or like anything that you could find on like a comic book resource or whatever, which already have a reputation of being like a website where you can just go and learn about stuff. Yeah. So that's the introduction of Maplestrip. Yay. I hope to do more of these. It would be fun. My screen just turned off. Apparently after 10 minutes it turns off, even though I haven't been recording for 10 minutes. Okay. maybe yeah. Sleep tight everyone, love ya.